Tonight on Vietnam News Channel, an intense fire in Ho Chi Minh City leaves destruction in its wake, while the government has already implemented a major reshuffling of provinces that will change the map as we know it. Also, there was a 500-kilogram wartime bomb that was safely detonated in central Vietnam, and US tariffs are officially set to kick in on August 1st. We're also taking a bite out of headlines as a humble Hanoi Eel Noodles shop earns global praise from the Michelin Guide. But wait, there's more. 2 tons of durian vanish and the $7 all-you-eat frenzy in Saigon. I'm Peter, and this is your go-to update from Vietnam News Channel, where East meets West. Let's dive into the stories shaping Vietnam today.
This is the aftermath of a deadly fire in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Homes were destroyed and dozens of vehicles burnt to a crisp. The fire broke out at around 5 p.m. local time on Sunday. It's unclear what caused the blaze, but it spread quickly through the residential area. More than 200 firefighters were called to the scene. They battled for hours to get the fire under control. At least 4 people died. Many more were injured and had to be taken to hospital. Some people were trapped on the roofs of their burning houses. Others desperately ran for the hills with their belongings. This woman was one of the lucky ones. She managed to escape with her 2 children. But she lost everything else. Their home and all their possessions are now burnt to a cinder. The fire also destroyed dozens of motorbikes and cars. Some vehicles were burnt so badly that only their skeletons remained. Others had their tires blown out by the heat. This motorbike was on a rack at the back of a house. It looks like it was trying to make a quick getaway, but it was too late. The fire was far too intense. Most of the houses here are made from wood and are very close together. That's how this fire spread so quickly. There are around 800 of these houses in this neighborhood. At least 60 of them were destroyed. Around 300 people have been left homeless. The people who live here are mostly poor, and they don't have any other place to go, so they've been sleeping out on the streets. Some people are starting to rebuild their houses, but they need a lot of help. People have been donating food, water, and money. But authorities say they need more resources to help everyone affected by this disaster. A similar fire in 2019 killed 7 people and left more than 1,000 homeless. Those are the worst 2 fires in the country's history. Vietnam is prone to deadly fires because buildings are often too close together and many are made from flammable materials. Authorities are trying to improve building standards to prevent another tragedy like this from happening again. In January 2021, the Vietnamese government announced that by 2025, Vietnam will merge many provinces into fewer, larger ones. So in this video, I'm going to explain what those changes are going to look like and how they're going to affect your travels to Vietnam. If you are coming to Vietnam for the first time, or if you've been here before and you're coming back again in 2025 or later, you need to pay attention to this. Because whether you're planning to come backpacking, traveling with your family, going on a group tour, riding a motorbike across the country, or whatever it is you have planned, these mergers are going to change some of those details. We're going to cover all of that in this video. So let's get started. So the big question is, why is Vietnam merging all of these different provinces into smaller groups? Well, the simple answer is to reduce administrative costs and make the management of the entire country easier. Right now, Vietnam has 63 provinces, but the central government in Hanoi feels like that is way too many to efficiently govern. So instead, they have decided to consolidate them down to just 40 provinces and 8 centrally governed cities by 2025. Now, there are 2 types of provinces in Vietnam right now. You've got regular provinces, which are ruled directly by the central government, and then you've also got city provinces. That is a weird name for a type of province that governs cities, but that's just how it is. So to break it down even more simply, Vietnam is getting rid of 25 regular provinces and 9 city provinces, making them into 8 city provinces and 40 provinces. Now, how did we get from 63 down to just 48? Well, let's take a look at the math. First off, we've got 8 centrally governed cities right now, and they will still be 8 centrally governed cities in 2025. So no changes there. Then we've got 55 provinces, and those are being merged down to 40. And that means we're losing 15 provinces. So 55 minus 40 equals 15. Now that leaves us with 48 in total. 8 plus 40. So now let's take a look at what's actually happening on the map and which provinces are being combined. So the first thing that stands out to me is that Da Lat will no longer be its own city province. Instead, it's going to be merged with the neighboring province of Nha Tra and become part of a new province called Kien Ho. Then we've got another one down here. Tai Nguyen is going to merge with Lang Son to form a new province called Lang Thang. Over here, Nam Dinh is merging with Ninh Binh to form a new province called Nam Dinh. And then finally, we've got 3 separate mergers happening in the Mekong Delta region. So Vinh Long is merging with Hao Giang Ken, though City is merging with An Giang, and then Cumo is merging with Bac Lu to form a new province called Ban Gia Rung. Now, if any of those pronunciations sounded funny to you, that's probably because they are. I'm trying my best. So yeah, that's the big picture of it. You're going to have 3 brand new provinces, Lang Son, Nam Dinh, and Ban Gia Rung, and 15 provinces that no longer exist. Okay, so next I want to talk about how this is going to affect your travels in Vietnam. So let's imagine you're planning to ride a motorbike from Hanoi down to Ho Chi Minh City in 2024. That would be a 1,700-kilometer journey through 16 different provinces. However, if you do that exact same trip in 2025, you would be crossing 13 provinces and 8 cities. That is a difference of almost 30% fewer provinces. And yes, I understand that might sound like a lot of work to figure out which provinces are merging with each other. Another thing that you should know about these mergers is that the borders of the provinces may change. They haven't released anything concrete yet, but it's possible that by 2025, the borders won't look exactly the same. So keep an eye out for updates from the government. Also, the names of places might change. For example, in 2024, you could travel to Phu Quoc Island, and you would be visiting Phu Quoc City, which is part of Kinh Giang Province. But in 2025, it's very likely that both the city and the island will be named something else entirely, since the island will be part of a brand new province called U Minh Thing. Alright, enough about that. Another thing that you need to know is that it's quite possible that transportation will change in Vietnam. For example, right now, you can get on a train in Hanoi and travel all the way down to Ho Chi Minh City without changing trains. You can do it in about 36 hours, though. I wouldn't recommend it. But that might change in 2025 when there are fewer provinces and hopefully better infrastructure. But here's the good news. While it's true that some of the smaller provinces might be lost forever like Son La, Hai Binh, Ta Giang, and Cao Bang, the heritage and culture of those places will still live on in the bigger provinces. So the people, the food, the religion, the clothing, the art, and everything else, none of that is going anywhere. It's still going to be there whether you're calling it Song La, Tai Binh, Hagong, or whatever it ends up being called. All of these changes have been implemented as of July 1st, 2025. I know I mentioned a couple of times what will be coming. I don't want there to be any confusion. Of course, with huge changes like this, there will be bumps in the road. Imagine if they took the USA's 50 states and they became 32. It would take time to adjust. So please subscribe and turn on notifications so you stay up to date with all the latest developments. Remember, you're always welcome back in Vietnam. In June, Vietnam and the United States officially signed the Vietnam-U.S. Trade Agreement 2025. So what does this deal entail? So what are its impacts for Vietnam? And what should Vietnam's strategy be moving forward? So let's start with a summary of the deal itself. So the Vietnam-U.S. Trade Agreement, or VUTCA, is a set of commitments by both countries to lower trade barriers and increase market access for goods and services between them. It was first negotiated in 2018 and took effect provisionally in January of 2021, while awaiting official ratification from both sides. And just last week, both countries finally completed their domestic procedures to formally sign the agreement. The main highlights of the deal include commitments to lower tariffs on 90% of products traded between the two countries within the next 7 years. This means that thousands of products will become duty-free, which is expected to boost bilateral trade. In addition, the agreement also includes commitments on non-tariff measures such as technical barriers to trade and sanitary and phytosanitary measures, as well as cooperation in areas such as digital trade, intellectual property, and sustainable development. In terms of its impact, the agreement is expected to bring significant benefits to both Vietnam and the United States. For Vietnam, the benefits include greater market access for Vietnamese goods and services in the U.S. market, which can help boost economic growth and create jobs. It also includes support for small and medium-sized enterprises, or SMEs, to take advantage of the new market opportunities, as well as increased foreign direct investment or FDI inflows into Vietnam. Meanwhile, the U.S. is expected to gain more affordable and higher quality goods from Vietnam, which can help lower prices for consumers and businesses, and also gain a competitive edge against other countries in the region. That being said, there are some concerns that need to be addressed. One of the main concerns is the potential impact of the agreement on jobs and wages in both countries. As with any trade agreement, there is always a risk that it could lead to job losses in certain sectors. This is because trade liberalization can lead to increased competition, which can put downward pressure on wages and increase unemployment. It is therefore important for both countries to invest in education and training programs to help workers adjust to the changing demands of the labor market. Another concern is the potential for the agreement to exacerbate inequality within and between the two countries. This is because trade liberalization can lead to a concentration of wealth in the hands of a few, which can lead to increased inequality. It is therefore important for both countries to put in place measures to ensure that the benefits of trade are shared by all. So what should Vietnam's strategy be moving forward? In our view, Vietnam needs to strike a careful balance between pursuing closer economic ties with the U.S. and diversifying its economic partners. On one hand, the U.S. remains an important market for Vietnamese goods and services, and a strong U.S. partnership can bring significant economic benefits. However, Vietnam also needs to diversify its economic partners to reduce its dependence on any single country. This can help mitigate risks and create more opportunities for Vietnamese businesses. In addition, Vietnam needs to focus on developing its strengths in areas such as agriculture, manufacturing, and digital services. By focusing on these areas, Vietnam can take advantage of the opportunities presented by the Vietnam-U.S. trade agreement while also reducing its dependence on the U.S. market. All in all, we believe that the Vietnam-U.S. trade agreement presents both opportunities and challenges for Vietnam. By striking a careful balance and implementing the right policies, Vietnam can maximize the benefits of the agreement while minimizing the risks. A 500-kilogram wartime bomb was safely detonated by experts in central Vietnam on Wednesday, ending a 2-day operation to remove it from a local market. The bomb was discovered on Monday morning by a farmer at the Dong Mai market in the city of Hanoi, just 20 meters from where people were shopping and eating. The device was then handed over to the police and bomb disposal experts. Due to its weight and the fact that it had been buried underground, experts decided to keep the bomb where it was and detonate it in place. After assessing the situation on Tuesday, they started digging a 6-meter deep hole around the bomb to install an explosion prevention system. At around 11 a.m. on Wednesday, the bomb was safely detonated. The explosion was quite powerful, but the bomb disposal experts said that it only caused damage to the surrounding pavement and did not affect the nearby buildings or other potential explosive devices. After the detonation, people in the area were able to go about their day as normal. The bomb disposal experts praised the farmers for their quick reactions when they found the bomb. They said that if the farmers had tried to move the device, there is a high possibility that it could have exploded, causing significant damage and casualties. This is the second unexploded bomb that has been found in Vietnam this year. The first one was found in January in the northern province of Tay Binh. These discoveries are a reminder of the extensive use of bombs and other explosive devices during the Vietnam War. Even though the war ended over 40 years ago, unexploded bombs and landmines continued to be found in the country, often in rural areas where they were dropped, according to the Vietnam Ministry of National Defense since 1975. Vietnam has discovered and defused over 2.8 million unexploded bombs and pieces of ammunition. Many of these are still live and pose a serious threat to the people who live and work in the affected areas. The Vietnam National Mine Action Center estimates that there are still around 800,000 unexploded bombs and pieces of ammunition in Vietnam. The government has launched a nationwide campaign to find and defuse these devices, but it will likely take many years to complete. Unexploded bombs are not only dangerous, they are also a major obstacle to development. In many areas affected by bombs, farmers are unable to grow crops or raise livestock because the soil is too contaminated. This is why bomb disposal experts like the ones who defused the 500-kilogram bomb in Hanoi play such an important role in the country. Their work helps to keep the people of Vietnam safe and allows them to live and work without fear. A 37-year-old eel noodle shop in Hanoi has been praised by the Michelin Guide as the best restaurant for traditional Vietnamese food. The eatery is called 37A Pho Co. It's located at 37A Hang Co Street in Hanoi's Old Quarter. The shop was established by a woman named Nguyen Thi 37 years ago. She and her family specialized in making noodles and other traditional Vietnamese food. In the early days, they only sold their products to local customers. But since 2016, they've started catering to tourists, too. And now, they're being rewarded for their efforts. The Michelin Guide inspectors visited the restaurant in April this year. They were there for the Vietnamese Culinary Festival. They said that they were impressed with the quality of the food and the authenticity of the cooking techniques used. The guide described the taste of the eel as extremely fine, similar to the traditional way of preparing it. The broth was rich, and the fried garlic added a nice crunch. They also praised the restaurant's commitment to using fresh, high-quality ingredients. This recognition from the Michelin Guide is a huge honor for both the restaurant and for Hanoi. It's a testament to the city's rich culinary history and its talented chefs and food vendors. Hanoi is known for its delicious and diverse cuisine. From its famous egg coffee to its mouth-watering bun cha, the city has something to offer everyone. In recent years, Hanoi has become a popular destination for food lovers, and with good reason. The city's restaurants and street food vendors serve up some of the most delicious and authentic Vietnamese food. If you're a fan of seafood, then you'll love what Hanoi has to offer. From grilled fish to crab and corn porridge, there are plenty of delicious seafood dishes to try. And don't forget about the must-try egg coffee. This unique dish is made with egg yolks, coffee, and sugar. It's often served hot or cold and is a popular breakfast item. Whether you're looking for a casual bite to eat or a fine dining experience, Hanoi has it all. So next time you're in Vietnam, be sure to pay this restaurant a visit. You won't be disappointed. A $7 all-you-can-eat Durian Buffet in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam has caused quite a stir recently. The reason? A whopping 2 tons of durian was devoured by hungry customers in just 2 hours, forcing the organizers to close the event early. The Eat As Much Durian As You Can buffet took place on June 18th at an indoor farming and tourism experience center in District 2 for $7. Visitors got an all-you-can-eat durian as well as other fruits for 2 hours, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., but the organizers had to end the event earlier than expected because, as mentioned before, a staggering 2 tons of durian was eaten in just 2 hours. That's an average of 1 ton of durian per hour, or 1,000 durians per hour. Durian is known as the smelliest fruit on the planet due to its strong, pungent odor. It consists of messy, creamy flesh that tastes like vanilla custard. It has been described as the most disgusting yet irresistible fruit. And apparently Vietnamese people love it so much that they are willing to eat 2 tons of it in just 2 hours. A staff member at the event told VN Express that many people came to the event with the sole purpose of eating durian. Some even came with their own durian carving tools. The staff were overwhelmed by the sheer number of durians that needed to be carved and offered. Free durian carving lessons to those who were interested. One customer said that he ate 30 durians that night, adding that he felt sick after a while, but still wanted to keep eating more. He said that the taste of durian reminds him of his childhood, as it used to be a rare fruit in Vietnam. Another customer said that she had never seen so many durians in one place and was surprised at how fast they disappeared. The owner of the farm said that they will consider organizing more durian buffets in the future, but will have to increase the price as the cost of the fruit has increased by 30 to 40% this year. A separate durian eating contest was also organized as part of the event. Dozens of people participated in this contest, but none of them could break the record of eating the most durians in 10 minutes. Would you go to a $7 all-you-can-eat durian buffet? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.
That wraps up today's top stories from Vietnam and beyond. From the heartbreaking aftermath of the fire in Ho Chi Minh City, to the bold nationwide merger of Vietnam's provinces, from US tariffs taking effect on August 1st, to a wartime bomb safely detonated in the central region, beat, and in lighter news, Hanoi's legendary eel noodle shop earns Michelin praise after 37 years, and 2 tons of durian disappeared at a $7 all-you-can-eat buffet in just one day. Smiles. If you found this update helpful, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Your support really helps us grow and bring you more timely, well-researched news from Vietnam and Southeast Asia. We aim to bring you new stories every other day, so be sure to hit the bell icon so you never miss a report. Thanks for watching Vietnam News, where East meets West. See you next time.